Hey, Pauper weirdos! We're going to be doing our very own at-home FNM here with Mono Red Dredge, and we're going to be taking it through MTGO League. Very excited. We've got a slightly different build, but before I start explaining it, I just wanted to thank you all for your support on my previous videos. I wasn't sure if I was going to make more than one, but you've all been really supportive and seems like you're enjoying the content. So I really appreciate it. If you like what I'm doing, consider subscribing to me. That really helps me out. I've been going through a little bit of life turbulence recently, and yeah, subscribing really helps me out and gets me a little closer to potentially monetizing this channel. I've got more Dredge stuff planned. There's a new card in the Dragonstorm set that looks pretty cool for Mono Red Dredge, but I also want to play some other decks, and yeah, I'm really enjoying this. So consider subscribing if you are too. But anyway, onto the deck, onto the fun part. So we've been doing some playing around with Song of Blood in previous videos, and that's been a ton of fun. We're finding some success. In the last video, maybe was not performing quite as well, but I know another version of this deck likes to run Burning Inquiry. It's great for triggering Sneaky Snacker. The randomness adds a little bit of chaos, which can be really beneficial sometimes because our deck, doesn't care about discarding a lot of things, but certain other decks, combo decks, sometimes you just mess them up with the Burning Inquiry. And it also lets us dredge over more cards sometimes or find our Stinkweed Imps faster. So we're going to try out a Burning Inquiry build. Very much looking forward to this. What else? We're going to keep the Scourge Devil in because I think it's good. I think sometimes you just steal a victory with that. The other big difference here is we're running Siege Smash instead of... let me move my picture here. We're running Siege Smash. Oh gosh, sorry about that. We're running Siege Smash instead of Shenanigans. So this card, we can't dredge it back like the Shenanigans, but it has split second. So when we shoot it at a Nile Spellbomb or Relic of Progenitus, they can't activate it in response. So I think that's really great. And it also has this alternate mode, which might be beneficial because our deck can get a little bit attacky sometimes. So that might be the last bit of damage we need at times. And, sometimes we're bringing in our artifact hate, not knowing exactly what grave hate our opponent is going to bring in. So at least that alternate mode means that it's not a dead card. So yeah, we're going to try it out. Yeah, let's get to it. Okay, round one is charging up here. Let's cross our fingers and toes for a good league. One of these days I'm going to get a trophy. Maybe it'll be today, we'll see. I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that so early. But yeah, things are in order here. I've got some water, I've got some coffee, got a cat in my lap. My hand is not good. My hand, we really need a red mana, so Conduit Pylons hurting us a little bit here, but mulligan, and this hand is pretty good. I think we're going to put back, we're going to keep that. We're going to put back, I mean, it's a tricky one. Like the Root Walla gets discarded to the Faithless Looting. We have a good like turn 1 and turn 2. It's probably one of the 1-drops. I noticed people valuing Neonate a little bit less in general, but I feel like the Menace is pretty good, but the Blood Token is nice. Let's put Root Walla back. We'll see what we Faithless Looting into. I think Root Walla is, it's important card advantage when we have these discard spells, but sometimes it's the worst creature in the deck. I've seen people citing it out more, so I might be experimenting with that. But we found a Stinkweed Imp, so that's good, and I'm glad glad we kept what we kept then. We are going to kick things off with, we're against some kind of, this could be madness, this could be a, green black brood scale artifact deck, who knows. Considering we got the Stinkweed Imp, and we're still gonna start with Neonate, get aggressive. The Menace really helps, and if we get if we draw a Sneaky Snacker, it could be good. Duress is gonna take our Faithless Looting, which sucks, but there are worse things they could take, so I'm not too upset about that. Oh, and Bajuka Bog. Wow. They really have it out for Faithless Looting. I'm surprised they played the Bajuka Bog right now after seeing the Stinkweed Imp. I mean, maybe they have a way to bounce it. Seems like they could have held that back. Maybe they just need the land. But one of the scariest things to run into with this deck is a late Bajuka Bog. There's Sneaky Snacker. That's good. Let's surveil. Let's see what we find. A giant can go in the graveyard. So what do we want to do? We want to get Stinkweed Imp in the graveyard, but I think we want to get a Sneaky Snacker out right now. So we're probably going to attack for 1. I'm going to Scrapwork Mutt. We're going to discard Sneaky Snacker. See what we draw. Because if we had, my plan is to discard both Sneaky Snacker and Stinkweed Imp. But if we had drawn a second Sneaky Snacker, we want to discard maybe both Sneaky Snackers, or we want to have that option. Anyway, in my second main phase, I'm just gonna, get rid of this guy, throw this in the graveyard. We can dredge it next turn. Right now we want to get our Sneaky Snacker back. Here she comes. Yeah, and we want to hold on to our Neonate while we can, but it's usually a worthy trade, trading a 2/1 flyer for a 1/1, and we get more creatures in our graveyard, and all is well in the world. This is looking very mono black so far. Refurbished Familiar kind of sucks for us. We probably discard, we'll discard. Yeah, it sucks. I think I want the Burning Inquiry. Discard that. We want to hit our 3 lands, so we'll probably be dredging the Stinkweed Imp and then hitting our 3 lands. I was a little concerned about a second Refurbished Familiar there. Refurbished Familiar blocks Sneaky Snacker pretty well, but maybe we can bait that out and Burning Inquiry. Yes, we will dredge. We get a Dread Return, we get another Sneaky Snacker, and a Stinkweed Imp, so graveyard is looking strong. Let's attack. Just keep up the pressure. Opponent did very little on their turn. They've got 3 cards in hand. Yeah, they're gonna block. Sure. We are going to Mountain. And I think I'm going to draw all 3 of these cards rather than dredging, because we get 2 Sneaky Snackers back, and that's just too good. We'll see what Burning Inquiry leaves us with, and maybe it'll mess up our opponent's plans too. What are they doing? Making use of something in their hand before they lose it. Yeah, they're going to sacrifice their Blood Fountain, get a couple of cards. It's a little bit jarring playing Burning Inquiry in MTGO, because sometimes all the cards in your hand change, and it feels like you're getting Men in Black, like, mind wiped. Any order? Wait, why is it caring about the order of our graveyard? Do we have something? I've never seen that before. I don't know what our opponent has. Okay. Bring back the Snackers. We have 6 creature cards in the graveyard. We could bring back Lotleth Giant and hit them for 9. But I think if we wait a turn, we could possibly win. So let's just wait. A little awkward we didn't get to use our land, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Darksteel Citadel. We're a little worried about another Bajuka Bog. They might only run one or two. I don't know if they would have any way to bounce it back to their hand, but we don't want to let this sit too long. They are thinking, so they lost a refurbished familiar. Oh, there's the Nile Spellbomb. Okay, so this is a tough main deck for us to beat. We could have, brought back the Lotleth Giant, but then we'd be losing Scrapwork Mutt and 2 Sneaky Snackers and all of that. I don't know. At least we got some attackers, but not good for us. Certainly, they have 5 cards in hand. We've got garbage in our hand, which they're about to find out about. Embarrassing. They know we don't have anything, so yeah, we're gonna need to draw into some stuff and keep the pressure on. Scrapwork Mutt is a start. We're gonna attack. We have a fast clock here. We will be discarding the Conduit Pylons. Cathartic Reunion is not very good on an empty hand, so we'll see what happens. They might have more refurbished familiars. Oh, it's the Glaze Fiend deck. Okay, cool. I've played against this a few times in tournament practice room. I think it's a fine matchup for us, honestly. Usually we can outrun them a bit or chump block if we need to. Neonate. I mean, we're gonna attack with the team. They could create an artifact at instant speed and kill something. If they use a sacrifice effect, but we just got to keep the pressure on because time is not on our side. Yep. They're gonna kill it. The question becomes, do I play the Neonate? Or do I hold it back for Cathartic Reunion to bring back Sneaky Snacker? If I play the Neonate, I have a Menace attacker plus 2 others. He only has 1 blocker, so that could be lethal. But the odds that he doesn't have, another creature removal in his hand, pretty low. Sneaky Snacker. I don't know. I think I'm going to wait. Play it cool a little bit. If we can Cathartic Reunion. If we draw like if we're able to draw like a Stinkweed Imp, that would be awesome. We always want to draw Stinkweed Imp. We always want to get to 3 lands and then Stinkweed Imp as much as possible, generally, because then victory is inevitable. Okay. They're going hard on the duress here, so it was the wrong move to hold on to Cathartic Reunion. Perhaps I should have considered that, but that's okay. We're holding on. Opponent is pretty low. They probably have a pretty fast clock here, but we'll see what they're able to do. They probably have a way to, attack in with this guy pretty big, and I guess I can just F6. Probably a way to attack in with this guy and play another creature. If it's another refurbished familiar, I'm going to cry. Okay, they're leaving back the blocker. Yeah, I really should have played the Neonate then. Bummer. Neonate probably would have won the game for us. They block Scrapwork Mutt. Do they have, yeah, they do. So they're gonna kill Scrapwork Mutt, but we're not too upset about that because Scrapwork Mutt can attack next turn with haste if we unearth it. Ooh, both Scrapwork Mutts, okay. So they're taking 2, so we would not have killed them, but they would have been closer if we had played the Neonate. Yeah, well, they're kind of on the back foot. You know, I could play a second main phase Unearth and dig for something, but I don't think that does too much for us here. We can probably reanimate our Sneaky Snackers next turn, one way or another. I guess the tricky thing about this matchup is how much Grave Hate they have in the main deck. That's tough. We'll definitely bring in Siege Smash. That's good against their whole deck, but we're still worried about Bajuka Bog. They're thinking. I haven't seen this deck go off that much. Do they, I wonder how much damage they can do. Feel like if they're going to kill me in one turn, they kind of need 2 Glaze Fiends out. They're kind of playing defense here. A land wouldn't be bad. We could unearth both Scrapwork Mutts. That would put a lot of pressure on them. Otherwise, Epicure could be good for the 1 damage. Pack Doll, okay. So they're going to be gaining life. That's rough. Victory is slithering away from our grasp. They might not have a way to pump the Glaze Fiend, though. Do they need to let the Sneaky Snacker through? We'll see. I see. They're going to block. They throw a Snuff Out away to get the +1/+1 counter on Glaze Fiend from the map token. So it's a 1/2. Okay, so they're going to trade their Glaze Fiend. We do draw the Epicure. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so we just got to keep the pressure on. Gonna discard this. That's good. That's good because in our second main phase, if they survive, we can Epicure, discard the blood token, and get the Sneaky Snackers back. I think we can win this, but it's a little dicey. I don't like that they're probably going to untap with a Pack Doll Terror. Yeah, that's rough. However, ping them for 1. Do this now. Blood token. Hello? Why won't it let me sacrifice the blood token? Is MTGO wigging out? Oh, I don't I don't have a card to discard. Rip. I think we want to, yeah, okay. That's awkward. So I guess we needed to not play the land and then sack the Neonate and get the Snackers back. Yikes, that's a pretty big mistake. 2 Pack Doll Terrors. That's gonna make quick work of us. Ay, sorry guys. It's very bad. They would have been able to block through it, but yeah, this game is starting to get away from us, so we need to kind of find our combo again. Rootwalla, I guess, is interesting. Yeah, let's see what we draw. Okay. Molten Gatekeeper. Okay. That's something. I want to set up like a Gatekeeper, bring Sneaky Snackers back or something. I don't know. This game is getting away from us. Perhaps I should have discarded the gatekeeper. Yeah, they've just got so much juice with these packed altars though. Not good. I don't know if we could have won. We could have been a couple damage closer, but they're gaining so much life now. We really need to find like a Stinkweed Imp and just go hard and combo off, I think. That's the only way. All within like a turn. If we draw Stinkweed Imp, we get the discard off the Scrapwork mod, off the Neonate. Let's see what they target with the Bauble. Probably one of these two. Oh, Neonate, yeah. Smart. Yeah, we've just been stuck on no cards in hand for a while. You know, those Duresses weren't super great against us, but Duresses and Refurbished Familiars got us down to very few cards in hand. And I think we're maybe dead next turn. So something crazy has to happen right now. Which I don't think that's it. I mean, we gotta try and see what we draw. It doesn't really help us. Yeah, we're not gonna win this one, you guys. Shoot. I'm just gonna concede. Okay. Well, I think I made a few mistakes there for sure, but we can bounce back, I think. I think it's very winnable. The Grave Hate is rough, but yeah, we're gonna get rid of Scourge Devil because it's hard to attack through those pack dolls. Root Wall is okay against the Refurbished Familiar. Maybe Cathartic was a little rough. We could go down a Lotleth Giant. They have so much Grave Hate though. I kind of want to keep this intact. Burning Inquiry kind of messes them up sometimes. Can go down a Neonate. Let's try it like that. I do want to play first. Well, let's try it. We've got our combo pieces safely in hand. We've got a Stinkweed Imp. We've got a Blood Token Maker. So, and we've got our 3 lands. So let's see what happens. We do need to draw into some more action, but or maybe the action is just Stinkweed Imp dredging. I'm expecting they'll have some Grave Hate at some point. Let's do Pylons. Let's put that in our graveyard. I like it when it's in our hand, but if it's at the top of our deck, we're not really trying to draw it this turn. We're gonna get in for 1. I could discard the Stinkweed Imp now and see if we get a 1-drop of some sort. I guess that's probably correct. Maybe I'm supposed to bring it back to hand to keep it safe from Grave Hate. They're going in for the Glaze Fiend, okay. They got a little bit of an aggressive start here. Yeah, we'll dredge that back. Got a Faithless Looting in our graveyard, which is decent. We're going to attack because they will not block. Get some damage in while we can. You know, we're T-minus 2 turns away from their pack doll, probably. Do I Faithless Looting while I can? Discard Dread Return and Stinkweed Imp. I think we got to keep getting aggressive here. Keep filling the graveyard. Molten Gatekeeper. Lots of Faithless Lootings. Okay. Our hand is becoming uncastable, so let's hope we can Faithless Looting. Okay, the double Glaze Fiend draw, so they're going to be quite fast here. We might have 1 or 2 turns to live. Oh, but they did not find a land. We're going to dredge back Stinkweed Imp. We've got our 3 lands, so let's just trust in the power of our dredge. Lotleth Giant. I think we can do a little combo here. I don't think it'll kill them, but I think it will, you know, I think we want to bring the Lotleth Giant back this turn. We're going to get a Dread Return in our graveyard. We draw a Neonate. We're going to attack. Quite aggressive, actually. If they don't block, it might be lethal. Because we'll have 8, no, maybe not quite lethal. I think we're a damage or 2 short, but we're very close. Yep. They have 11 life. So I think we sack these 3. I think I want to sack the Scrapwork Mutt to be able to unearth it, potentially. They go down to 5. We got a big dude. They might still be stuck on 2 lands, we'll see. Molten Gatekeeper plus Scrapwork Mutt again, maybe. If we draw a land, Molten Gatekeeper, Neonate, Scrapwork Mutt would be really good. Ichor Wellspring, they're digging. Yeah, this doesn't look good for them, but that's what we thought last game. They find a land. It's not the best land for them. I think they got to hold their guy back. It's pretty sad for them. Root Wola. So what do we want to do? Gatekeeper pings are nice. Or we could Neonate, Scrapwork Mutt. I mean, we can just... I guess we don't even have to like go crazy with the attacking here. Let's just get rid of their Glaze Fiend just in case. And then I think we just second main phase. Do this. Discard another Lotleth Giant, sacrifice this, discard Dread Return, Lotleth Giant, bing, boom, bop. Aha, okay. Well, that went nicely. Very, very nice. Yeah, let's try it again. We were on the play there, but they kind of struggled to put it together. Weird, okay. This kind of sucks against duress. Kind of really sucks against duress. Do we try this? Do we put Burning Inquiry to the test? We're not really getting much of anything. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try it. Nile Spellbomb, okay. We want to find Siege Smash. Maybe we can slow them down with the Inquiry. Or start with Faithless Looting. Oh my god, okay. Well, time to mix it up. I don't know what's gonna happen this game. As if this deck needed more chaos. Let's put these in a nice little arrangement here. That's nice. Glaze Fiend. I was almost tempted to just Burning Inquiry last turn and mess up, you know, make him discard a Glaze Fiend potentially, but I didn't want to put our whole game plan on hold for that. All right, let's get in for one. Who knows what's going to happen? Inquiry. We discard a Scrapwork Mutt, a Mountain, and an Inquiry. They discarded a Pact Altair, Deadly Dispute, and Blood Fountain. Okay. Glad to see Deadly Dispute and Pact All go. Who knows what they drew, though. And we'll Inquiry again. Ay. We're losing two Lotlith Giants to their Nile Spellbomb, so that's a little crummy. But we've got a Stinkweed Imp in hand, so our plan is to get them to activate Nile Spellbomb and then rebuild with the Stinkweed Imp. Little chaotic. Oh, they lost a Bajuka Bog, so that's nice. They find a Grim Bauble, sure. Get rid of our Root Walla. If we drew Siege Smash, that would be pretty cool, but a little slow maybe? We don't. We could cast Faithless Looting just to get value out of it while we still can. Probably discarding 2 mountains. Yeah. Okay. Kind of want them to be in such a bad situation that they trigger the Nile Spellbomb, but guess not. They're chipping away. Surprised they didn't have more artifacts pre-combat. What does that mean? Conduit Pylons, let's see if we need to surveil anything. Sure, Mountain, we don't care if that gets spell-bombed. We can Scrapwork Mutt and see if that triggers the spell bomb. Nope, they let it happen. What do we want to do with that? The other Scrapwork Mutt. Sneaky Snacker is interesting. So we can, let's attack. I want to try to, we've drawn 2 cards this turn, one from our draw, one from Scrapwork Mutt. I want to try to get the Sneaky Snacker in play and see if that triggers the spell bomb. Yep, there we go. That's fine. Sneaky Snacker was our sacrificial lamb. Sorry, Miss Sneaky. And we've got a good hand to refill our graveyard here. We only have one Lotleth Giant left in our deck, so that's going to be tough. Okay, they've got 5 cards in hand, very scary. They didn't seem to do much last turn, so we'll see. Got a kind of a land-heavy draw, potentially. Ah, another Spell Bomb, I see. That's tough. So they're just going to keep whittling us down. Okay. Packdoll. Oh, my God. Monarch. Okay. I mean, we could take the Monarchy in theory. We'd lose a creature, but... do we care to take the Monarchy for 1 turn? And then they just get it back. We could try it. Maybe that'll get them to pop their Spell Bomb. No, they're not going to fall into that trap that easily. We could do Stinkweed Imp and try to really get them to pop it. We could do Molten Gatekeeper. It doesn't really do us any good though. So yeah, we're gonna do this. Of course, we hit our other Lotleth Giant. Ay, ay, ay. Not very good. Yeah, it's not... I mean, we can't really fight through 2 Spell Bombs. So we've got no combo now. There's the Siege Smash. Bummer. I guess maybe I should have been looking for Siege Smash. Faithless Looting first in the turn? I don't know. Discard these 2. I'm running out of time too. Yep, we'll briefly take the Monarchy. I don't think I want to play Conduit Pylons in case we get a Cathartic Reunion. Yeah, we'll dredge that back. Lots of Gatekeepers. It's almost good. Yep. Now we're just trading the Monarchy back and forth. There's Cathartic. What good does that even do us? Like, what are we filling our graveyard for anymore? Scourge Devil? Big Scourge Devil turn? No, we took that out. We probably want to save Siege Smash for their Glaze Fiend. We could cast the Stinkweed Imp. I guess. For their Glaze Fiend. Ugh, they've got 6 cards. They've got Snuff out for sure, right? Black. 1, 2. We'll take the Monarch back. I guess we should have done that in the reverse order. I'm crashing out. I'm crashing out, you guys. Yep. Removal spell. I mean, we're kind of done here. This is not the Trophy League. I'll tell you that much. But that's how it goes, you know. This deck that's running multiple main deck Grave Hate sources, it's just tough. They played it well. They held off as long as they could. They didn't play into it too hard, and then they had a second one. Yeah, now they're cooking. Maybe they're looking for removal or something. Let's see. They've got 8 cards in hand. I mean, this is just so over. I don't know how we could do 14 damage left in our deck unless they had no more threats. Yeah, they hold back, respecting the Stinkweed Imp. They got to discard to hand size. We Siege Smash this guy. I feel like we gotta just defend the Monarchy, maybe. Get in with both of these. They might have a Snuff out. I gotta hold back. Yeah, Spinning Darkness. Okay. Yeah, they got everything. Uh-huh. Guess we still want to take the Monarchy, get a card. But our draws are a lot worse than theirs, aren't they? What's left in our deck? We have 1 Scrapwork Mutt. We've got, yeah, some Faithless Looting. So the mono Inquiry hand was not the way to go. And now Pact Altair. Yeah, this is just... if we don't lose to their creatures, we're going to lose to decking ourselves in time. I'm going to see what I draw, but I think we're going to pack it up after that. They become the Monarch. They draw a card. Siege Smash. I mean, yeah, we're done. We're done. Okay, see you guys in round 2. A little crushing defeat there, but it's okay. That's what happens when you play fun decks. Shake it off, shake it off. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Haters gonna hate. Oh shoot. Round is starting. Yes, we would like to play first. Sorry, I'm just locking in after that first defeat. I don't love this hand. I love that it has the Stinkweed Imps. Using Burning Inquiry to find a land is not very great. We've got two draws to find a land. But the Stinkweed Imps and the Scrapwork Mutt, it's so good if we do. We're going to try it, and if we crash out, we crash out. Yeah, we're going to start with Neonate, see if we draw a land turn 2. If not, we might discard a Sneaky Snacker and then Inquiry with the Neonate and Inquiry. Yeah, let's see what happens. We can at least get a Sneaky Snacker in play. Looks like we're against Madness, most likely. A little tough, but winnable. We're gonna attack. Lots of cards that we don't mind discarding to Inquiry. Inquiry is kind of funny against Madness, huh? I have not tried this yet. Okay, yeah. All 4 Stinkweed Imps, very funny. They lose in Alms. They get to discard a Sneaky Snacker. So Inquiry, not the best, but not the worst, question mark. We've got our Dredge loaded up. We probably don't want to start dredging until we find our 3rd land. We're going to have to play some Madness mind games with the Inquiry and the Madness cards. That's a nice land. I don't know what set that is, but very cool. Opponent's got swag. We want to draw land. Faithless Looting. Do we try to hit a land off Faithless Looting? I think we really just want to get in with our Scrapwork Mutt. Or get a Scrapwork Mutt down, I mean. Opponent's having a laugh at our Inquiry. Scourge Devil. We could play towards that. Drawing a second land would be so good. We do. So with that, we can start dredging. Discard. Discard? And then we'll play Scrapwork Mutt. Yep. We've got a fast start here. Let's just fill our graveyard as soon as possible. I think we're close to comboing. As soon as we find Lotleth Giant. See what opponent does. They might have to start zapping our creatures if they're scared of the Dread return. We've got so much Dredge, though, that we should be able to find Gatekeepers and Scrapwork Mutts for all our sacrificing needs, or more Snackers. We could do like a Scourge Devil turn, get a big attack in, and set up for a turn 5 win. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 creature cards in our graveyard, give or take. Opponent's doing some math. They're grabbing my prize. Oh well, it's awfully forward. Sneaky Snacker and the Festivities main deck. Yeah, I've been seeing that more and more. That's a little tough for mono red Dredge, but gotta roll with the punches. Scourge Devil looking worse against that. Yep, we're just dredging. Faithless Looting. Got 11 creature cards. Do we just Faithless Loot and then try to combo next turn? Or do we get in some damage now? But then I don't see how we're going to get the creatures we need to sacrifice. Dredge. There's Burning Inquiry. Okay. We're going to need to get back... we've only got one Gatekeeper. I still think we're going to need a land or more Sneaky Snackers in the graveyard to be able to dread return. But we are about to combo off. I think we keep dredging. If we find just one more Sneaky Snacker, we might be able to do it. We'll see how much life drain they have. They're going to discard probably Alms or something. Yep. They're going to gain life, which we might be able to outpace. They're probably going to attack. Or are they going to leave blockers? No, okay. So that gives us an opening. We might be dead next turn. But I think there's an opening here. What do we find? Gatekeeper. So we got another Gatekeeper. No more Snackers. 2 Gatekeepers and a Snacker. Gatekeeper, Gatekeeper, Snacker. I think we might have enough. Let's see. Gatekeeper, Gatekeeper. Burning Inquiry. We want to draw. Oh. We hit a Root Walla with the Inquiry. They lost some Faithless Lootings and a Lightning Bolt. Yeah, the Root Walla is going to definitely send it over. Okay. Interesting. So against them... they do bring in Nile Spell Bombs. Scourge Devil looked a lot worse there. Breath Weapon is probably the way to wipe their creatures. And the Festivities hits their 1-drops and the Snackers, but it doesn't hit their imps. I'm not sure though. Breath Weapon is quite slow. But those imps are going to hurt. Okay, Burning Inquiry is kind of weird in this matchup, but usually they're not leaving mana up to take advantage of it, so I think it still kind of messes them up. We can go down a Neonate and a Lotleth Giant. Try it like that. I don't know. We beat Madness twice in our last video, so I think we can do it again. We've got 2 more tries at it since we won game 1, but they're going to be on the play, so we're definitely at a disadvantage. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a magic glass Here. Big Magic fan if you couldn't see, if you couldn't guess. But it's like a off-budget one, so you can see it's like a home printed one. So the mountain, whoever did this, the mountain is like horizontal or vertical. I don't know. Yeah, this hand, I just don't think Burning Inquiry to find lands is very good, because even if you find a land, you gotta not discard it. But we're on the draw. Let's try it. I think the Inquiry might cause enough chaos, and we've got 2 tries and we're on the draw, so let's, we're here to test it out. Let's test it out. Because a big problem with this deck, oh, actually we just want to do Faithless Looting now. Big problem with this deck is Stinkweed Imp in the graveyard, is finding that second land off these 1-land hands, which are quite common. Maybe I should be mulliganing more often, but yeah, at the very least we're getting a snacker next turn. Okay, they've got a little bit of a slow land start, but they're on the board. Yep, it's happening. Not like this. We find it and lose a Conduit Pylons. They lose a Fiery Temper, a Faithless Looting, and an Epicure. We get our snacker back, but we're stuck at 1 land, so that's awkward. Bit awkward. We lost a mountain too, yeah, so we found 2 lands and then discarded them both, so lesson learned. Burning Inquiry, not great for finding lands. They're gonna faithlessly loot. What do they find? Something good. They find their imp. Yep, we're falling behind here because we tried to keep that hand. And we got a handful of cool stuff that we can't cast. We do find our land though, that's great. We're definitely gonna scrapwork Mutt. We want to get rid of our, playable cards before we Inquiry again, probably. Root Wola. We will draw a card. Okay, we found our 3rd land, so we're in dredge mode now. And I'd love to be attacking, but I think in this case we want to leave back our blocker since we had a slow start. Leave, block Sneaky Snacker. Maybe they'll use a burn spell on it. That's still saving us some time. Grab the prize, discard Fiery Temper. Maybe they Fiery Temper the Sneaky Snacker. Nope, they're going face. Okay. It's a race. A race to the face. Mountain. They swing. We block. Definitely. Because I think we can gain some momentum here. We're dredging now. Yeah, we found a ton of Stinkweed Imps. We found Molten Gatekeeper. We're not far away from comboing. I think we want to Cathartic Reunion. We just want to dredge a whole bunch here. Dredge, 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 just fill up the graveyard. Yeah, what do we get? We got another Sneaky Snacker. We've got a Gatekeeper. We've got 2 Gatekeepers, 2 Scrapwork Mutts, a Faithless Looting. So we probably want to we want to get our Sneaky Snackers back this turn. We have not found a Lotless Giant yet, but I think we can win next turn, potentially. If they don't kill us, which they could, but we're gonna Burning Inquiry. I hope that messes them up. See what they lose. They're gonna zap me with Galvanic Blast. They have the Metalcraft. They lose Sneaky Snacker, Trespasser's Curse, and Fiery Temper, so that's good. They lost a potential 3 damage, but who knows what they drew, right? So they might have us this turn. 10 creature cards. Yep. We just gotta cross our fingers. Cross our fingies. They had any 2 burn spells, we're dead. I think we could kill him next turn. If we're not dead, another Fiery Temper. Yeah, not looking good. Not looking good. What 3 cards in their hand could they have that wouldn't kill us? 4 cards. Yep, there it is. Okay. Oh, so close. I think next turn, we've got Gatekeeper galore. We can find another Lotless Giant potentially. Oh well. Yeah, we did go down a Lotless Giant. Did not see any Nile's Spell Bombs. I don't know. Sometimes they're not even on a creature planned. Maybe I just gotta try to race them. If I'm spending a whole turn to Breath Weapon, they can usually just burn us out. Nope. Yeah, and again, I guess if we didn't miss on that land last game, maybe we could have won it. This is a nice hand. I think we're going to put a mountain back, because we'll probably find a mountain off one of these Faithless Lootings or the Scrapwork Mutt. We've got some Dredge action here, so yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Put a mountain. We're on the play. We've got 2 lands, so those are signs of success. We get a Root Wola and put a Lotless Giant in the graveyard. We were missing you last game, sir. Basking Root Wola. Oh yeah, it's lizard time. Yep. Okay. Let's see what they got. Tapland. Aw, man. Epicure. It's a cool land. I don't know if it fits the vibes of Madness, but just me being neurotic. Okay, Faithless Looting. What do they discard? Can peep their graveyard here. Interesting. They get rid of a Kitchen Imp. So their hand must be full of other Madness enablers or Madness cards. Yeah, it's surprising they would throw away a Kitchen Imp. And maybe they only have like 1 or 2 crucial lands that they need. We're gonna get in. Guess we want to get the Scrapwork Mutt down. We want to discard Sneaky Snacker. We really want to find our 3rd land. But we should be bringing the Sneaky Snacker back next turn. See what they've got. Maybe they were digging for lands with the Faithless. Did they find like a tap land maybe? I'm getting vibes that they're having trouble piecing together their first few moves. Maybe they didn't find any land. Let's see. This could be a blessing. This could be a blessed day. Oh, okay. Feeling good. Because that deck doesn't run too many lands, so it's going to take them some time to find it, maybe. I think we got to just keep the aggression up. We really want to find a land with the Faithless Looting, get back Sneaky Snacker. If we find that land, we can Scrapwork Mutt and start dredging, which would be awesome. We found our Dread Return, so that's ready to go when we need it. Okay, they're blocking Rootwalla. I guess they don't want me to have the access to the Unearth, but that feels like pretty rough trade for them. We will loot. We do not find the land, so kind of in the same boat as them now. But we will get the Sneaky Snacker in the graveyard. Fortunately, that one's not coming back yet, but if we find a land and we can flash back our Faithless Looting, we can always bring it back. But we got some action here. Our opponent is, yeah, they found their second land, so they're gonna start blasting. Yep. And the Festivities hurts. Now Spellbomb hurts. Do they activate it right away? They don't. Interesting. Yeah, so I think we need to just make them pop the Spellbomb for no value. If they're smart, they'll do it after I discard. Oop, accidentally insulted them. Yeah, because it's awkward for me to discard into this, but now I can get the Stinkweed Imp and the Dread Return. I mean, maybe they have another Spellbomb in hand and they're not worried about it. Maybe I'm the one being baited. My God, our opponent is a master baiter. Okay. Yep. Let's, we can't bank on them having a second one. They're off to a slow start, so let's just keep the pressure on. They're finding their lands. They're not finding any black sources, but Grab the Prize might do it. Still doing a lot of damage to us. They're getting their Sneaky Snacker back. Okay. Yeah, they're doing something. Stinkweed Imp. Kind of an awkward hand. Maybe I'm supposed to just Cathartic, discard these two, and potentially play Scrapwork Mutt in case we draw land. I think I'll just get rid of the Scrapwork Mutt. It's got some graveyard value. I'm always a little hesitant to do that, but yeah, let's just dredge a whole bunch. And then we've got Epicure. And we'll play the land. End of turn, we can Blood Token or something. We lost a Siege Smash. No dredging that back. I think Siege Smash, I think it might be better than Shenanigans, but it sucks because you can't always find it off of the Stinkweed Imp. It's not as good at, keeping your opponent off artifact lands, but that's a pretty fringe situation anyway. Next turn we can Dread Return with a Molten Gatekeeper Scrapwork Mutt attack, but we'll see what happens. They're going to draw some more cards, it looks like. They're going to attack first. Maybe they want to see if I have any way to kill their Snacker so they can bring it back with whatever draw card they're about to use. I'd like to play this deck on video at some point. It's an oldie but a goodie. Used to play it quite a bit. Yeah, Grab the Prize. Oh, that's a fast clock. I don't think we have it in us to win this turn, but we might. We might. Let's see. See what happens. Go down to 9. Oh, they hit our epic here. Interesting. Trying to keep us off Dread Return. That's fair. Let's dredge. Find more friends. We have 2 gatekeepers and a scrapwork mutt, which is kind of what we needed. Sneaky snacker. So gatekeeper, scrapwork mutt is 6 damage plus another 3. We might be able to win. It depends on what we dredge over. But I think we got to go for it. Gatekeeper. Let's yield. Scrapwork mutt. Place our triggers on the stack. Okay. Let's dredge. Yep, 10 creature cards. I think we got there. Whew, what a relief. Our opponent was stumbling and tumbling around for a while, luckily. We fought through a Nile Spellbomb, and we got there. Okay, 1-1. Very, very dicey league so far. And I'll see you in round 3. Thanks for sticking with me. Round 3. Welcome to round 3. Ooh, okay. Round 3 against Lindoso. Kicking things off with a 0 lander. So we will throw that away. Try again deck. Yes, this is very nice. I like this. It's very nice. We'll probably put back one of the neonates and see how it goes. Very exciting. Keep. We are going to be on the play. Unfortunate, but happens. Great Furnace. So we're against Mono Red or Madness again, potentially. Mono Red's been tough. Mono Red's been tough to beat for sure. But we'll see. Only time will tell. They have a slow start if this is Mono Red, or maybe this is Synthesizer with the Ichor Wellspring. Whatever they're on, it seems like a slow start, so maybe that buys us a crucial turn. I think, I was looking to Cathartic Reunion, but I think right now we're looking to Faithless Looting and Epicure. Discard these 2. We found our 3rd land, so things are running like a well-oiled machine this game so far. That's what I like to see. Oh, it's just Affinity. Ah, my God, I spoke too soon. Well-oiled machine. Not Kark Clan Shaman. It's okay. This is winnable. This is the hardest card to beat, and also Pact Altair is rough, but we won't play it into it too much. We don't mind too much losing some of our 1-drops. Let's attack. See if they have anything. Yeah, they probably don't want to act on that yet. We want to play our 3rd land. Probably. I think we want a Cathartic. Get rid of this guy because we can't play him. We still kind of want the blood token. I don't know. Maybe we'll draw into a land. Usually that's what I bank on. Of course, bites me in the ass sometimes. Okay, I'm crashing out. They've got Pactol mana. They've got their lots of artifact fun over there. Refurbished Familiar, sure. Discard Scourge Devil. Enforcer, okay. Yep, they're off to a pretty good start here. I think we need to Faithless. Find another land. We don't. Nice. Very, very nice. Discard. I don't know, Cathartic is going to be tough to get value out of pretty soon here. Yeah, this is going very awkwardly. We're finding all the cards that we don't want to play into Kark Clan Shaman. Krark? Is it Krark the whole time? We can't attack anymore. We could if we want to trade the Refurbished Familiar, but I mean, maybe we want to do that if he's going to kill everything anyway. Okay, he's just going to do it. So we'll... Do we want to draw more cards? I think we're just going to let it happen. Yep. They wrath us. We'll get rid of Epicure. We want to find a land. We don't. Now we're just sitting here twiddling our little thumbs while they're drawing cards, and they've got a 6 power on board. The hell is this? Oh, interesting. So they're running Hunter's Blowgun to give their Krark Clan Shaman Death Touch. Cool. Yeah, we really need like a Stinkweed Imp, I guess. It's not it. But we'll try to find a land. We might be able to hang on for a turn or two more. Yeah. Just one of those games where we don't find Stinkweed Imp. Gets really tough. And my bad for losing the land at the beginning of the game, but it doesn't seem like this was going our way. We draw all our 1/1s into the Kark Clan Shaman, and they're just, I mean, they're kind of hitting a nutty draw here. They probably also have the Nile Spellbomb, but what are you gonna do? Throw away a Lotleth Giant. We'll take 6. We're dead on board next turn. We're really dead on board next turn. They have 2 Galvanic Blasts. Alright, that was fun. That was fun. Okay, so Siege Smash is good. End the festivities. Let's go down Scourge Devil. Not very good in this matchup. Lotleth Giant. Burning Inquiry, is that good? Maybe. If we can get them to mis-sequence some things. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we bother with any of the End the Festivities. It's fine against their Familiar and their Kark Clan Shaman, but not much else going on here. I think we just want to focus on the Siege Smashes and focus on our game plan here. Yeah, Root Wall is not as good, for sure. Okay. I don't know. You guys, my head hurts. My head hurts. We're on the play. We've got a a hand that does something. So let's do something. Neonate. So insolent. They got a tap land. So they're charging up. Another land. We're probably going to Cathartic. And we're trying to go as fast as possible here. Down a game, that sucks. But we got a lizard. And many victories start with a lizard. We got our Siege Smash, so that's good. If they draw Spellbomb. Wellspring, okay. We'll probably hold the Siege Smash. Oh, Siege Smash with Burning Inquiry is very awkward. I see the problem. So we could just use the Siege Smash and hit their land. That might slow them down. Not sure. Not sure. We probably Faithless Looting first. Yeah, we'll get rid of the Gatekeepers. It's a tough one. We could try to Burning Inquiry and see if we keep the Siege Smash. I don't know how to play with this card. This is so wacky. How do I keep my sideboard cards? Maybe Shenanigans has some benefits in the Burning Inquiry deck. Yeah, I don't know if it's better to get rid of their Great Furnace or save up for the Grave Hate. Let's just hit their land. Try and slow them down because they're already off to a slow start. Next turn we'll do some inquiring. Maybe we're keeping them off red. Keeping them off Galvanic Blast, we'll see. They're very close to dropping a bunch of Affinity stuff. Digging deep for some lands, potentially. Epicure, okay. We will attack. We will play our creatures. I don't know. I don't want to play too heavily into Krark Clan Shaman. What do we do? We discarded. They discarded 2 Ichor Wellsprings and a Galvanic Blast. We lost 2 Neonates and a Dread Return. Not bad. Epicure, sure. We will play into it a little bit. If we could find, well, I sided out Scourge Devil, but Scourge Devil would be almost kind of good here. Yep, here come the Enforcers. Very nice for them. Seems we are in a bit of a bind in terms of attacking. Gosh, we really just need to find a Stinkweed Imp, huh? Siege Smash. Do we save it? Do we play it? Could probably kill one of their Enforcers and keep attacking. Yeah, I don't really like these games. I keep getting these games where I have Dread Return but no Giant. It's because I sided one out, probably. One of those would be a Siege Smash. which is looking not as good. Can't tell what to do. It's very awkward. We could just Faithless Looting, get the Sneaky Snacker back. They're gonna counter it? Hydroblast, okay. It's kind of fine, I guess. Lost a Hydroblast to our flashback. But we did not get back our Sneaky Snacker, so that's kind of a bummer. Yeah, they got so much Thought Cast. They can't find their red mana, though. That's interesting. Yep, they're going to hit us for 4. There's Lotleth Giant. What could they have? This could be a big turn for us. We get back both Molten Gatekeepers, or just one. 5 creature cards. We can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. We get back both. We need to discard this, which we can do with the Neonate, actually. So I could Siege Smash Mirror Enforcer, bring back both Gatekeepers, so that's pings for 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. And then I think we can win. And they cannot counter Siege Smash. They probably have a removal spell for one of our creatures, but we'll see. This could be lethal. They're digging for a counterspell, maybe for Dread Return. Gatekeeper. Very awkward, awkward combo, but Galvanic Blast, the other Gatekeeper. Okay, that's fair. I don't think that quite saves them. Let's see. All right. If their counterspell is Hydroblast, it does not work. Discard. Another Sneaky Snacker. 5 creature cards. Dread Return. Lotleth Giant. Sack, sack, sack. I think it's just enough. Unless they have a counter. Yeah. Nice. The satisfaction when the Lotleth Giant trigger goes on the stack and you know you've got it. Whew. Okay. That was close. That was very close. How do we feel about that? I think it was okay. We have not seen... I don't even want to say it. We have not seen Nile Spellbomb. But I know it's out there. Lurking around every corner. Interesting. Is there anything I want to do differently? Like bring in the Lotleth Giant? I think it's okay to go down Lotleth Giants. It's just hard. It's hard if you don't find a Stinkweed Imp, which we were able to win without finding the Stinkweed Imp that game, but whew, that was tough. That was very tough. You can't see it, but I've got lots of little fidget toys on my desk to deal with the anxiety of playing Dredge. Little Pauper, little dinosaur. Colossal Dreadmaw, Pauper. Poppet? Pauper is something else. Pauper, of course. We're on the play, and our deck is granting us with one of these hands where if we draw land, it's nutty, and if we don't draw land, we're Scrooged. Oh god, we're on the play. We would play Epicure, we would have a draw, we would have a blood token. 2 draws to find a land. And if we do, we've got Stinkweed Imp, we've got a combo piece, we've got Siege Smash. Go! We can't keep doing this. Because this deck mulligans pretty well, so maybe I should be mulliganing more aggressively. I can't watch. I can't watch. Ay, 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 okay. Yeah, Root Wall is not looking so good here. But I think we'll still do it. Apply some pressure. Oh, we're screwed. Okay. Never learn your lesson, Jeremy. Never learn your lesson. On the draw, we didn't draw land. Ay, ay, ay. Big nothing from them. That's interesting. We draw the land. Okay. Something's happening. Something's happening. Let's attack. See if they want to... I don't know what that means. They have counter magic. They have Galvanic Blast. They're certainly not going to want to sacrifice a land for their Krark Clan Shaman. We'll throw these 2 in the bin. I think we can find another. They might have Hydroblast, I guess. I want to see if we draw land. See if we draw land. Yeah, we really got to get to that 3rd land. Okay. It's okay. We're churning through our deck before we start dredging. There's the Ichor Wellspring. Did they just draw it? I'm like, why would they have not played that last turn? So maybe that was their draw for the turn. Seems kind of awkward for them. But it's awkward for them is good for us. Whew, they're really making us work for these lands, huh? We're going to attack and see if he wants to trigger the Shaman. Doesn't. Looks like Cathartic Reunion... sorry, it looks like Hydroblast is being held up here. But... what are you going to do, you know? Get a Root Wall. They're probably going to Wrath my board at the end of the turn. But let's make them do it, because we've got other 1-drops we'd like to get out. They're saving it. Wow. No land again. Ay, ay, ay. This is crazy. We have to discard to hand size? Come on. If we drew a land and Burning Inquiry, that would have been nice. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Gatekeeper. Kind of protecting my combo pieces here. Do they just have like a handful of lands? Like, this is really weird. I wish they would share some with us. That would be fair. I mean, do we have to resort to Burning Inquiry? Maybe. We're whittling them down, though. Yep, they're gonna do the thing. Sacrifice it. Reckoner's Bargain. Yep. Okay, they just drew some cards. We want to... Burning Inquiry? I really want to find my land, you guys. I don't know how many times I have to say it. This is just looking so awkward. Interesting. They're scared of the random discard. Okay. We'll play an Epicure. Blood token can help us find a land, I suppose. They've got so much going on over here. I don't know. This is the weirdest game ever. We could have been dredging this whole time. Faithless Looting. Try it. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Is anyone else watching this? This hurts. We would be so dead by now if they actually had anything going on. I don't know what's going on over there either, but yeah, I guess we gotta just keep cooking here. Try and find a land. There we go. Whoo! Okay. 3 lands. Yep, they're drawing cards. Seems like they could really hurt us here. So we're worried about Nile Spellbomb instant activate, but if they play a Nile Spellbomb and leave it sitting there, we can Siege Smash it. Maybe they have Packdoll. Yeah, Refurbish Familiar. Fine. We can discard Scrapwork Mutt. Yep, we're going to start dredging. 10 creature cards in the graveyard. I mean, do we just go for it? Surely they have like Galvanic Blast to shoot our creatures. Let's see what they do. Scrapwork. They might have that artifact counterspell, I'm not sure. Fill our graveyard. 10 creature cards still. So do we attack? Or do we just sack now while we have priority? Let's try it. They need to have a counterspell, and it can't be a Hydroblast one, but they probably do. Negate, interesting. It's okay, we'll still get in. We can possibly run it back next turn. Need to keep dodging Nile Spellbomb. Kark Clan Shaman. So they can delete our board whenever they want. Deadly Dispute. They're gonna attack. Okay, well, this is turning into a weird grind. So how do we reanimate our stuff? I don't think we want Stinkweed Imp, because we've already got enough in the graveyard to kill them, so might as well... What do we do? What do we do? Yeah, that Kark Clan Shaman is going to be very awkward to fight through. Maybe we were supposed to dredge and we're supposed to set up like a gatekeeper, sneaky, like triple sneaky snacker situation, because that's resistant to the shaman. We might still be able to do it. Yeah, interesting. I'm just really scared of Nile Spellbomb. No more snackers. Get another Epicure. Oh, my heart can't take this game. This is very weird. I guess they just need their enforcers to close out the game, and they're just stalling us until then. Vault of Whispers, attack. Of course. Yeah, I think Sneaky Snacker is the way. If we could find any more of them, that would be cool. Very, very cool. Oh, we're running out of time too. Okay. Think, think, think. Scrapwork Mutt. We found a snacker. Attack. They're gonna block. Molten Gatekeeper. Yep, they're gonna draw some cards. Do we... I think we leave up our mana. I want to be able to Siege Smash a Nile Spellbomb. Potentially, if they screw up their stuff. And if not, we want a Blood Token. We want to get the Sneaky Snackers in our graveyard on their end step, so then we can... Yeah, there it is. Yep. Oh. Ah, boo. Okay. Damn. Well, let's see. Dread Return. We're losing all of our Dread Returns and 2 Lotleth Giants. Oh, how sad. How sad. We're so close. Guys, I'm getting depressed from these videos. I'm gonna need to listen to more Taylor Swift after this. Two in the air. Might be able to like Siege Smash for the attack trigger. There's more Sneaky Snackers and a Scrapwork Mutt. Okay, interesting. So we draw a card, we play Scrapwork Mutt, We discard, but we don't dredge it. Oh gosh, we only have 3 cards in our library. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. There's so much that messes us up, but I think we got to catch them by surprise here. Okay, so our plan is bring Sneaky Snackers back. Make them think we don't have Siege Smash. I guess that would have been nice to do first. Okay. Plan is double Siege Smash on our Sneaky Snackers. Can't be countered. Will it work? My heart is pounding. They have so much they could screw us up with. Whew. Okay, thread the needle, thread the needle. Ah, they have a blocker. Boo. We're gonna discard a mountain. They're leaving back both as blockers. They don't even have to attack at this point. Bummer. Okay. Yeah, so I guess we have to Gatekeeper, attack, and hope they screw up. Um, 6, 7 damage. Can do 7 damage to them. Damn. Ah, so close. If we had sequenced it differently with the Molten Gatekeeper last turn, maybe, but we couldn't have known. You know, we could we can trample over their creatures. There's no way. Because I'm making content here, man. Yeah, this sucks. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. No matter how much I count it up. I could have siege smashed one of them. 6, 7. Yeah, it's not enough. All right. All right. Okay. Damn. These are rough games. Kind of burning my brain out here. Well, we'll see you in round 4. Okay, round 4. Ooh, this is wearing me out. This is tough. Okay. Keepable. Burning Inquiry action. That's the name of the game after all. This could be Dimir Faeries, which is a little tough. But we'll see. Maybe we'll screw them up with our Burning Inquiry. We'll try to play a little faster. Yep, Augur of Bolas, good blocker. I like Neonate a little better in this situation. They get a Brainstorm. Sneaky Snacker. In that case, we will Conduit Pylons. Maybe we find another Snacker on top. That would be nice. We can put that in the graveyard. Keep digging. Yeah, we're not going to attack, so let's just get these two in the graveyard. and start cooking. We draw all lands. Not ideal. In fact, less than ideal. So I smell a Burning Inquiry coming up. They brainstorm. They're putting something back. Aqueduct. Bring back their island. Epicure. So we're probably playing Epicure. Let's attack for 2 in the air. I mean, do we think they have a counterspell? I don't know. Burning Inquiry? They might have Spell Pierce. No, they don't. Okay, so they lose. Wow, main deck, Okuba, Gang, Shinobi, Counterspell, and Spell Stutter Sprite. That's pretty good for us. I don't know what they drew, but I'm happy to see 2 counterspells leave the game. We might blood token away this Conduit Pylons. Hard cast Sneaky Snacker, probably to block. Well, that's fine. That's fine. So I think, yeah, we'll just keep that. Keep that then. Because we want to use these blood tokens to trigger the Snacker potentially. Guess we could have done that with Faithless Looting, but I want to do other stuff with my mana, you know? Swing for 2 in the air. Do they block? They do. Of course. They probably have some counterspell of some sort. So let's play Scrapwork Mutt. Yeah, we probably don't want to go with Faithless Looting in case they spell stutter it. Do we Conduit Pylons? I'm a little wary of the 2 red, 2 colorless situation. But maybe? Let's see what we find. It's good with what we've got going on, so Faithless Looting. Can keep that. It's another Sneaky Snacker trigger for cheap. We don't mind if it gets countered. We're gonna discard the other land. There's my Snackas. Let's see, this deck does run like a Wrath effect, huh? So maybe we'll hold back on the Epicure. They run the like Suffocating Fumes or something. There's Stinkweed Imp. Nice. I think we want to attack with everyone and see what happens. We don't mind losing a creature because our opponent is nearing death. Counterspells notwithstanding. Yep. They're down to 9. Okay, they concede. Well, that's a pleasant surprise. I think in this match, maybe just some Pyroblasts. I don't think they're gonna have Relic of Progenitus. They probably have Nile Spellbomb, maybe. It's good against counter spells. Maybe Cathartic is a little worse. Inquiry was good there. I mean, they had all those counterspells in hand. Inquiry just maybe screwed them up. They lost Spell Stutter and Counterspell, and then they conceded. Maybe that's what they needed. I don't know. I don't want to get rid of my unearthed creatures. I guess we can go down a Rootwalla and a Neonate. Oh, I don't want to reduce my creature count so much. I don't know. Let's wait and see. Let's do one Siege Smash and wait and see what they have. Up a game. That's good. We've got 2 more chances to take this match, which would be really nice. His hand is medium, but we'll keep it. We've got some mutt action. We can start dredging early. We can even start with conduit pylons. Let's just start getting creatures in our graveyard. Yeah, I don't want to start off with the Burning Inquiry just yet. Maybe you're supposed to, but I really want to get this Scrapwork Mutt down, and I don't want to get it discarded. Because I think in these control matchups, it's good to get a threat down while they're countering your stuff. You're chipping away at them, ideally. We might get Force Spiked here, I don't know. But this seems like a pretty safe play. If they want to Force Spike it, it's an Unearth later on. Okay, Stinkweed Imp, yeah. We've got plenty of land, so let's just start dredging and see what happens. We've got our combo in our hand, so maybe it's somewhat protected if a Nile Spellbomb comes out right now. Modern Age, okay. So they're kind of in a setup phase here, so we've got a nice window. They're probably getting their Sneaky Snacker back next turn, or maybe they could, brainstorm and get it back right now and surprise block me. Oh, interesting. Burning Inquiry will trigger their Sneaky Snacker. That's interesting. So maybe I should be siding out some Burning Inquiries. If this goes to match 3, that's probably what I'll do. Let's play a land. Let's get in for 2 and see if they do anything like that. Like if they brainstorm their Sneaky Snacker back to block. No, they don't. That's interesting. I think for now then we'll Faithless Looting. We can make sure some of these cards we want in the graveyard get in there. Okay, they Hydroblast that. That's okay. Getting through the counters. I'm not too upset about that. They're making all their land drops. But like I said, we're, they're kind of setting up. Things are about to get a little scary for us, but we're pinging in for 2. I really wish I could get this Sneaky Snacker in the graveyard before I Burning Inquiry. I feel like this is going to get Spell Stuttered. Is it even good to cast? Like, what good? It gets them back 2 Sneaky Snackers? I think I'm not really interested in that. Could cast a Stinkweed? Does that do anything for me? It's a blocker. But again, we want their Sneaky Snackers out. Let's try it though. They probably don't want to counter that. I just want to do something with my mana, and if they kill it, yeah, we can maybe dredge it back. They might have a yeah, Bajuka Bog, there you go. Makes sense. I could have just held it. I don't know. Thought it'd be a good blocker against the Vector Glider. They discard Snuff Out. Hand is looking very awkward. At a certain point, I just have to cast the Burning Inquiry, but they get back so much. This looks bad. Burning Inquiry is looking very bad right here. Definitely changing up my sideboard plan. No whiff of Nile Spellbomb yet. Murmuring Mystic. Yeah, we need to find... We just have a bunch of uncastables in our hand. This is where the deck really... what's the opposite of shines? Dulls. Pylons. So awkward. We can hardcast Scourge Devil. I guess. Just to do something. They've only got one card in hand, which is really why I don't want to power them up with these sneaky snackers. But yeah, we don't even get the value off the Scourge Devil trigger. You know it's not going well when you're hard casting a Scourge Devil. Yep. So they've got a Murmuring Mystic, but if we find... Got a lot of land. If we find a Stinkweed Imp, maybe we can do something. I think we hard cast it in this case. They can counter it if they want. They just got rid of an Aqueduct, so they can't recycle their Bajuka Bog. Yeah, still can't attack. We can at least block. Or maybe we're at a stalemate. They're gonna start like slowly gaining cards though. If I know blue. Yep, we'll block one. We just need to start dredging. We need to make something happen. They're going to end the turn. They got 3 cards in hand. It's getting scary. Scrapwork Molten Gatekeeper. Okay. Ugh. It's almost time to Burning Inquiry. But they're going to get in for 6 once we do. So we're on a 2-turn clock, probably. These don't look good unless I'm preparing for a Dread Return. We got to get these Dread Returns in the graveyard. Yeah, Burning Inquiry needs to... We kind of need it. I mean, maybe we have to. They might just counter it. I don't know. I figure they want their sneaky snackers, but... Yeah, okay. Guess not. I thought we'd make a deal, opponent. You get your sneaky snackers. I get my stuff. Well, we'll cast it again. We can keep doing this. How are we going to do this? How are we going to get these in the graveyard? We need Cathartic Reunion. Yeah. I should have sided out Burning Inquiry rather than Cathartic Reunion. Faithless Looting, not bad. Because we can cast it twice if need be. Do Do I want to get Sneaky Snacker in the grave first? I mean, Sneaky Snacker is just a trap. Sneaky Snacker doesn't do that much for us. We want to use the Scrapwork Mutt to get Dread Return and Lotleth Giant in there eventually. They can counter, then we can cast it again. They won't. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they've only got 2 cards in hand, so I think we gotta capitalize a little bit. They have only 4 creature cards. We're gonna attempt to do this now. They counter it probably, but then we got Stinkweed in the graveyard. They're down to 1 card. We can Rootwalla, discard. Get another creature out. Draw a card, Dredge, Stinkweed Imp. We found another Lotleth Giant. Dread Return in the graveyard. And we can try to bring back Lotleth. They have 2 counter spells? They don't. Okay. They're down to 6. Maybe a little bit premature, but I don't know. Kind of scared of them drawing into more counters, and time is not on our side. Brainstorm should be able to find them something. They get their snackers back. Yeah, so things are going downhill. We're not going to be able to win by attacking. Well, maybe. We've got Molten Gatekeeper. I mean, they can probably block anything they want. I guess we Cathartic, try to fill our graveyard. Probably Molten Gatekeeper for the snackers that are about to come back. We need to find another Dread Return and hope that they didn't find a counter in their top cards. Spell Stutter, sure. Faithless Looting. I guess we want Sneaky Snackers back. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 in the air. Oh, so we just lose? Dang. I guess I should have just dredged and tried to find, rather than worrying about the snackers. Yeah, I should have just kept dredging instead of getting the pings off the snackers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I guess if they block with their token, there's a chance we survive. Nah, we're out. Yeah, Conduit Pylons does not get us anywhere here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. Damn. I feel like we had it. I feel like we could have had that potentially. Okay, Burning Inquiry, kind of awkward. Cathartic's also a little rough though. Maybe we don't go down all of our Burning Inquiries, but Scourge Devil seems not good. They've just got so many blockers. Even though I usually like the Unearth against these control decks. And the Festivities as a one-of, maybe? Instead of Burning Inquiry? We've got Pyroblast. We gotta dodge Bajuka Bog. And the Festivities hits all their birds and things, but it's no use against Modern Age. It's no use against their augurs. Let's try it like that. I think we just needed a Pyroblast at the right time to protect our combo. That's really what it was. Hey, look at that. We're on the Stinkweed Imp plan. Let's see if it's good enough. We're on the play. So, an free Faithless Looting here. It's a prime Bajuka Bog target. We'll see. Think we will draw. We still want to find our third land. Maybe we Cathartic now before they can counter it. Try to find that third land. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. No luck. But we got some stuff going on. We really want it. We should have Epicured first, I guess, to draw out the Pyroblast. Sorry, to draw out the counter, but I think I'm okay not Pyroblasting that. It's okay. It's okay if we get stalled on 2 lands. We're still doing stuff. We really only need 3, so it's not like we're falling behind too much by not finding it, but we do need to find it soon. Kind of scared of Bajuka Bog for sure. Getting in for 1. There it is. We could do Scrapwork Mutt. See if they want to counter that. And if they don't, we can get Sneaky Snacker down. And I don't think there's anything I can do about that. Brainstorm. Okay, so now let's just mill Stinkweed Imp like crazy. Maybe Sneaky Snacker. Maybe I was forcing that a little too hard. We'll see. We want to just fill our graveyard before they find a Bajuka Bog, hopefully. which is probably going to be soon, knowing how these things go. But if we can put together the combo fast, we're in good shape because we've got this Pyroblast. We find Neonate, Pylons, Cathartic Reunion, Molten Gatekeeper, Mountain. We got, okay, Molten Gatekeeper will come in handy. Do I attack? We're so far away from comboing. Do I want to keep the pressure on? I think so. Because we don't mind Scrapwork being in the graveyard. Sneaky Snacker can come back. You know, we spent so much trying to get Sneaky Snacker out, might as well get some value out of it. Let's reduce their fairy count for other spell stutters. We could try to Faithless Looting. See if they have another counter. They might not. Alright, Stinkweed and Lotleth in the graveyard. Here comes the Bajuka Bog, I fear. Nope. Okay. Another Sneaky Snacker. Maybe they're setting up for Spell Stutter. Gotta worry out Spell Stutter X2. Fill our graveyard. Got 10 creature cards. Gatekeeper, Scrapwork Mutt. We can Gatekeeper, Scrapwork Mutt, Dread Return with counter backup. Might be a little premature. Eleven creature cards. Can hit them for 11. Do I want to? Hit them for 11. But then we have a 6/5. Try Pyroblast. They don't have a counter. They go down to 4. Okay. So that's, I feel a little better. Even if we get Bajuka Bogged, we've got some ways to rebuild here. But if we don't, I'm feeling okay about our chances because we've got more Scrapwork Mutts. We've got another Dread Return Lotleth Giant. We've got a 6/5. So that's something. Okay, we're going to have to sacrifice our friend. They're going to get in for 2. Sure. So I think we don't want to dredge. We've already got enough creatures in our graveyard. I think we can win with unearth attacks. Siege Smash is interesting. Gatekeeper. Yeah, we did it. Whew, okay, that's a hard matchup, I think. Spellstutter Sprite is rough, but yeah, we did it. I think they couldn't find all the counters they needed, and we pieced it together. Okay, on to round 5. This is... I'm gonna need to go to like a 24-hour spa or an all-inclusive resort after this league, because this is taking me out. All right. Okay, round 5. We're 2-2. Let's see if we can end with a positive record. But either way, it's about the friends we made along the way. Now, I didn't actually make friends with any of my opponents, but I consider all of you out there my friends. So thank you for watching. And yeah, let's see what this can do. I'm hoping for some Burning Inquiry action to close things out. Need to see that card pop up a little more, perhaps. Looks like we're going to be most likely on the draw here. This is the kind of one lander that I like to keep because, look, we're on the draw. We've got Faithless Looting. We've got a few chances. We've got 3 chances to find a land. 4, actually. And our opponent's mulliganing to 5, so maybe we've got some time. We'll see. See what's going on over there. Opponent, we've got the opponent tilt factor in our favor, potentially. We don't know what they're playing. Maybe they mulligan well, but they seem to be deliberating a while. Ancient Den. Oh no. Mono white. Or maybe it's like a synthesizer deck. We'll see. These are tricky sometimes. So we will see how this goes. We find a land. Excellent. We're going to get rid of Sneaky Snackers. Hope they don't have anything to deal with it. We're afraid, against these white decks, we're afraid of Dawnbringer Cleric, which is often in the main deck, and then Thraben's Charm, which is often in the sideboard. This looks like... I don't know what this is. Black and white kind of artifact-y deck. So maybe they've got some Grim Baubles. They might eventually have Nile Spellbomb. Some kind of combat deck. Oh, we're in uncharted waters here, so let's see. We're drawing a card. We draw Cathartic Reunion. So we only need to do... we're going to cast Cathartic Reunion and get these Sneaky Snackers going, hopefully, and get some evasive damage in. We can dredge one... We can dredge the first time to see if we hit any more Sneaky Snackers, and then we'll draw the other 2 cards. We'll bring the Snackers back. And that's our turn. And cross your fingers and toes. We've already got Dread Return and Lotleth Giant in place, so shaping up to be potentially fast game, depending on how disruptive our opponent's game plan is. It's likely they'll have a core Skyfisher or something to block our Sneaky Snackers, but we'll see. Deadly Dispute. It seems like an early Deadly Dispute. Maybe they're searching for more land. They did go down to 5. Okay, Refurbished Familiar is good for us. We could throw the Rootwalla out. Sure. Does that do us much good? I was going to say we could also Stinkweed Imp. Either way, we might be Cathartic Reunion, Stinkweed Imp next turn. We'll see. Orzhov Basilica. We do have to worry about Bajuka Bog potentially with the Basilica. That's tricky. I was kind of hoping they would attack with that, which means we can get in with our Root Walla, comfortably trade here if we need. Burning Inquiry. We probably want to have a plan to get back our snackers as well. So let's attack, see what happens. Depending on that, we'll decide what's going on. I'm not sure, like, is Inquiry worse? We could Dread Return, hit them for 6, and then get our snackers back. Kind of an early Dread Return, but I'm a little scared of, you know, in these colors, the Grave Hate that they might have. We could also Scrapwork Mutt first to make our Dread Return bigger. Let's do that. Dread Return, Lotless Giant. It's a little bigger. Throw these away. We hit them down to 8. We Burning Inquiry. Close our eyes, see what happens. Did our hand change at all? What did we discard? We discarded 2 Lotless Giants and a Molten Gatekeeper, so our hand almost the same as it was before. But we're in good shape here. Off to a fast start. Kind of getting maybe the surprise on them. They lost their Bajuka Bog. Oh, ho, 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 ho. And they lost their Ancient Den. And they have to cast down our friend here, Lotleth Friend. So yeah, so Burning Inquiry, fire right there. Okay, they can tap down my Mutt, I guess, but I don't know if they want to be attacking with that because they're so low here. And they have okay, they have a Basilica. Okay, so Bajuka Bog very scary, and I'm also still worried about Thraben Charm, although because they're artifact based, maybe they have Nile Spellbomb, so I don't know whether to bring in Siege Smash or not. In any case, can probably make something happen here. Gatekeeper. Yeah, they're pretty tapped out here. We might just end up winning depending on what we Cathartic Stinkweed into. If we find a Dread Return. We'll get our Root Walla back. That's another damage. I guess we could draw into a land and Epicure for that last damage too. Let's see. Yeah, we got a Sneaky Snacker, so that'll do it. Okay, very clean, very clean. I think Burning Inquiry was really good there. The fact that we could trigger our Sneaky Snackers to come back, and the fact that we just happened to also blank their Bajuka Bog, prevented them from getting a handle back on the game. But like I said, I don't know what to bring in. Do you think they're on like a Thraben Charm plan? I'm not sure what their artifact payoff is yet. Do they have Glint Hawks? I don't really know. So like maybe they would have a Nile Spellbomb situation instead. I mean, like I said, the alternate mode is still okay. Maybe we go down Scourge Devil since they've potentially got some, they're potentially blocker heavy. And the Festivities is not good against all those Novice Inspector type things. Seal of Fire, Breath Weapon. Breath Weapon could be interesting too. But they've got some like +1/+1 counter stuff. I don't know. Don't know. Burning Inquiry seemed good there because they've got a lot of little pieces to sequence together. I might consider bringing in Breath Weapon next game. Let's see how this one goes. I feel like I didn't get a good feel for their deck because they mulled to 5, to be fair, and then we kind of blasted off there with the double Sneaky Snacker start. But we're up a game. That's where I like to be. We are probably on the play. Someone might have to tell me what this deck is. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen this brew. It was just that equipment that I'm not familiar with. It could just be a, Tithing Blade, black-white, artifacty deck. I don't know what their win condition is. So let's either win this game or gather enough information to figure out how to set up our sideboard for the next game. They will indeed play first. This hand really wants a Cathartic Reunion or a Scrapwork Mud or a Burning Inquiry, but without that, I don't think we can keep it. They're also mulliganing. I think we're going to mulligan. Oh my gosh. This is weird too. It's okay. I think I'm going to mull to 5. It's our turn. Our turn to mull to 5. This is keepable. We'll put back Molten Gatekeeper. And do we think we can find another Dread return? We've only got 3 in the deck. Do we want Epicure? Yeah, we do with the Stinkweed Imp. We can find another one. It's fine. Little bit on the back foot from the start here, but they've got no turn 1 play, so I like that. Burning Inquiry, I like that. Cathartic Reunion, we better use before we get, too low on cards. It starts to get worse on these multi-5s. Refurbished Familiar. Okay. We will discard Stinkweed. Cathartic Reunion is the only one of our draw spells that gains us a card, or at least breaks even. So we probably want to cast that. Kind of want to hit our 3rd land. Or maybe Cathartic is just a wash. Let's try to attack, see what happens. Is this worth it? Be going up to 3 cards rather than 2 cards. We hit a land, so then we dredge. Okay, we're in okay shape. I wish I could have held on to that Burning Inquiry, but I don't know, multi 5, it's a little rough. But we've got a Lotleth Giant. We've got a Stinkweed Imp safe in our hands. Try to dodge Bajuka Bog or whatever else they've got. They're going to get in for 2. Very cool. What else do they do? They hit their land drop. Glinthawk. I see. So they're kind of choking us out with the... Okay. They return the land instead of the Refurbished Familiar. Why wouldn't they just recast the Refurbished Familiar? Are they afraid of me discarding? I mean, I would discard Root Walla, so makes sense, but they didn't know that. They didn't know that. Let's see, we have a Gatekeeper, we have Scrapwork Mutt. Maybe we stay aggressive here. I don't want to use Gatekeeper yet. I want to use that with a Dread return potentially, but I do want to start filling our graveyard. Sneaky Snacker, Lawless Giant. Okay, we'll get in for 2. I don't know why they put themselves down a land. I don't know what they're saving. They must be saving this, holding up like removal or something. I don't know. I think I'm gonna wait on the blood token. We can always Root Walla, Stinkweed Imp, Dredge back a Stinkweed Imp at the end of their turn, depending on what they do. Yep, they've got a little bit of a clock going. 4 damage. Ouchies. What are they playing? Deadly Dispute sack their land. Maybe they're just digging for Grave Hate. I don't know what's going on over there. Maybe someone smarter than me can explain in the comments. Refurbished Familiar. That's fine. I'll get a free Root Walla. They are tapped out, so this is a turn where they're vulnerable to Lotleth Giant. So I think I want to just not worry about Root Walla. I want to dredge as much as possible. There's Dread Return. Okay. Stinkweed Imp comes back. They're tapped out. They've probably not able to use any Grave Hate, so yeah, 10 creature cards. I don't know if we're going to be able to kill them this turn, but we can get close. Scrapwork Mutt. Wow, we milled just a couple creature cards. Okay, but we've got... Wow. If we had one more creature out, we could do the double Lotleth Giant, which makes me think perhaps I should have gotten the Root Walla out. Anyway, we'll attack with the team, I think. No, they can kill... Yeah. Well, we can't win this turn, but we're close. Very close. Double block, sure. Do I get rid of the Refurbished Familiar? Maybe. Dread Return, Lotleth Giant. 11 damage. Okay. Well, they're going to have to act fast and decisively and powerfully if they want to finish me off. Because we've got a Gatekeeper and 2 Sneaky Snackers in the graveyard. They're just caught up in all their lands. I don't know why they slowed themselves down on land so much. I feel like it's hurting them. Yep, they're getting in. We've got maybe 2 turns until they kill us, I predict. We don't need to be doing any more dredging. So let's draw a card. Burning Inquiry is good because we can Gatekeeper and then Sneaky Snackers. Burning Inquiry, more like Burning Winquiry. Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll dredge the last one just for good measure. We discard. I never know what we discard. Totally, my mind gets erased every time. We discard a Root Wallop, Pylon, Stinkweed Imp. They lose Bobble, Lembas, Basilica. Yep, damage. Return that guy. Damage. Return this guy. And I dredged that last one in the hopes of finding another Molten Gatekeeper, but now that I think about it, maybe I mold it to the bottom. Yep, and I think we can just... I guess we don't need to attack. We can just dread return Lotleth Giant. But we did it. We did it. We did it. Yeah, now we didn't. We did it. We did it. Woohoo! Another scraping by with a 3-2. That's my specialty with mono red Dredge. All right. Whew. Well, I'm glad we ended with a positive record there. That was a little dicey through the first half, but we finished strong, and Inquiry is pretty good. It's awkward. It's awkward in the early game. Sometimes it does screw us over, but sometimes it screws your opponent over, and it's totally random. So it's just a little bit of chaos, kind of puts them on the back foot. But yeah, that was awesome. Thanks for watching. Probably Inquiry is... Some version with Inquiry is better than Song of Blood, but, not quite as spicy, but still pretty spicy. And I'm very excited, actually. In Dragonstorm, this new card was teased, and I think it has a chance of being really good in Dredge. I'm going to try it out once it's out in a couple of weeks. You've got this Omen effect that is a looting effect, so that's always great for us. Stinkweed Imps love that. Sneaky Snackers love that. Plus, the shuffle is really nice if we that gives us the ability to if we mulligan, put combo pieces on the bottom and have a chance of seeing them again. So I really like that. And then more importantly, it's a creature for our creature count. So it's a looting effect, but it counts towards our Lotleth Giant creatures, and it's an alternate dread return target. There's some games where I've got a lot of creatures, I've got dread returns in the graveyard and no Lotleth Giant, and I'm looking for something else to dread return, but nothing else ever really makes sense. So I think this could be good because maybe the opponent doesn't have any flyers, and you can dread return it, suddenly get in for 3 flying, or maybe even 4 or 5 with the pump effect. So yeah, very excited for this card. I'll be trying that in the future, but I also want to play some other decks. So yeah, let me know if you have a favorite deck that you want to play. I want to play Faeries with the new Harrier Strix. There's a new version of Faeries with Harrier Strix that I want to try, and maybe some other spicy things. But if you have any favorite decks, let me know. I'll be happy to give them a try. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Please subscribe if you're enjoying what you're seeing, and I appreciate all the love and support. Thanks. Bye bye.